time management. Inside, I want to share with you 7 specific things you can do immediately to become more productive and get more out of every day. Real quick, let me tell you how this course came to be. When I was in college, I was getting 2 educations at the same time. The first was by professors, and the second was by the world's smartest people. And it all happened because I started reading books in college. It was actually one book, and I was so frustrated that everything inside was pretty much the opposite of what I was learning in my classes. So I went to the dean's office and said, I feel like I'm getting an outdated education, and she said, we're working on it. And the point is that the education system that we go through is broken. We don't learn the right things, we're not taught the right way, and we can't afford it. Even if we can in money, we can't afford all the time we're putting in it and not putting in learning other things that really matter. That's why I really started reading a lot of books, now over 1,000 since January 2012, and I've discovered that anyone who's excelled in any area of life spent their entire life discovering things we never learned in school. And instead of learning these things in school that we can apply to our life immediately, we memorize facts so we can write them on a piece of paper. The first real takeaway I just wanted to share with you right here is that I believe that a real education comes from application, not memorization. That's why I made insiderschool.com, which is all about learning the things these people discovered in a way you can apply to your life. And that's also why I wanted to make this course, because one of the things we're never taught in school is time management. That's why I originally made my full course on time management called How to Double Your Productivity by Tomorrow Morning. What I wanted to do here, just to share this with even more people, is share with you 7 specific things from that course that you can apply immediately to get a result. Also, you can probably tell I'm obsessed with learning things you'll never learn in school. I spend a ton of time reading, and as a free bonus to this course, I want to share with you the actionable takeaways from the best books I read in real time. So if I read an amazing book tomorrow about negotiation or persuasion or time management or health, relationships, success, or anything that I think you'll really like, I'll send you an email every week or two. And it's 100% free. Just want to add more value to you through this course. To join, just go to insiderschool.com/minitime. So thanks for joining the course. I'm so excited to share this with you. Let's start by completely redefining what managing your time well means. The greatest teachers in life has been Seneca, who was a Roman philosopher who died 2,000 years ago. Share something with you in this video that he said in his book on the shortness of life that redefines how you look at your time. This is what he said. He said, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." He said life is long enough and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. This is a quote that I really thought a lot about, and not even just the whole thing, but particularly the last 2 words. Well invested. What does it mean for your time to be well invested? We all spend time, we all use time, we all waste time, but think about it. How many people invest their time well? Just like somebody invests their money, they put it in the stock market, they put it in real estate, they invest in assets. People that manage their time well invest their time. That means they spend their time in things that will pay them a return either immediately or in the future, in either wisdom, in health, in money, in relationships, in peace of mind, in something tangible that they can get. And this redefines time management. Time management is not managing time so you can compartmentalize things. It's not using time so you get everything done in a day. It means you invest your time in a way that will give you a return. Anything that doesn't give you a return is time wasted. Anything that does is time management. That's the framework I want to give you in this course, and I hope you can start looking at time as something that is to be invested and not just something that needs to be used. In the next section, I want to share with you the 7 specific things that you can do to become more productive, taken from my course, How to Double Your Productivity by Tomorrow Morning. Before I do, I want to share with you a big time management obstacle that I want you to avoid, and how avoiding this is a major key to you having the productivity that you want. And the obstacle is this: having to think in real time. It's having to think the day of, what is it that I'm going to work on? If you're always thinking, what do I need to be doing next? What do I need to be doing now? Then, first of all, it's a huge drain of mental energy. We all only have a limited amount of willpower. We all only have a limited amount of mental capacity. And if we're wasting it on what do I need to do now or what do I need to do next, you're taking away energy that could be used for productive things. But also, it's a huge waste of time because all these things can be figured out beforehand. So the answer is rituals. The answer is routine. The answer is having a framework that your day is set up in, and a framework for what you work on that gives you predictable returns, so you don't have to think about those things, and then your only job is executing the framework, not every day building a new framework from scratch. For example, I've spent months, maybe even years, refining my framework, and because of that, I know what my morning looks like, I know what my afternoon looks like, I know what I'm going to be working on, and I know what work gives me the highest return. And some people even told me, look, that's boring, you can't live in routine, and maybe there's some truth to that, but there's more truth in the fact that routine brings freedom. Think about this. Think about someone who wants to use an axe to chop down a tree. If that person goes and hits the axe against the tree one time, that won't do anything. They need to do it over and over and over at the same place, at the same tree to have any result. And that's what a framework is. The opposite of that is hitting one tree and then moving to another tree and then moving to another tree and moving to another tree, which is how most people use their time, especially when they come up with a new framework every time. So I really encourage you to come up with a ritual, come up with a framework you can use that will give you the highest return on your time, that will give you a predictable return on your time. And that's what these 7 things that I want to share with you are all about. That's what the rest of the course is devoted to. So let's jump right into it. The most important ritual you can put in place is your morning ritual. Because if you get up in the morning and do things that get you feeling great, to make the most out of the day ahead, you'll be way more productive that day. Imagine the difference between that and your alarm just going off in the morning, snoozing 3 times, rolling out of bed, eating something quickly, and then heading out the door in a half daze. When you have a morning ritual, you get fired up and in the right mindset to go after what you want to get done that day. For this reason alone, it's a must. The time you invest by doing this first instead of jumping straight to work will pay you huge returns in productivity. But there's an even more important reason to do this. You see, Hal Elrod, who wrote the book, The Miracle Morning, which is all about setting up a morning ritual, said that we think to achieve more, we need to do more. But in reality, to achieve more, we need to become more. When you become more, you achieve more by doing less. So the even more important benefit of your morning ritual is personal development. You're investing that time not just for the day, but for your life. It's like Jim Rohn, the great speaker, said, income seldom exceeds personal development. Success is something you attract by the person you become. So you want to invest this first part of the day in things that get you in the right state of mind, and things that, if done again and again, help you become the person you can become. Here's how Hal Elrod recommends breaking your morning ritual down. He describes it by the acronym SAVERS. He says to start by some sort of silence or meditation first off to get centered, and then affirmations, followed by visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing, which is a fancy word for writing in a journal. Now, you don't have to do all of these things, but here is what I'd recommend doing as a bare minimum. Firstly, exercise. You want to invest this time in getting strong, healthy, and more importantly, feeling awake and energized for the day ahead. This can be walking out the door and going for a walk. It could be 10 minutes on a rebounder, or it could be a full workout, but even just 10 to 20 minutes first thing in the morning is enough. Next is reading your purpose out loud with enthusiasm. You've written down your purpose and now you want to remind yourself, and not only remind yourself, but get excited about going after your vision and your purpose that day. And lastly, visualize. You want to visualize a scene where you've achieved your purpose and you want to play that movie in your mind. But also visualize your day ahead. Visualize the day going perfectly. Visualize how you're going to be productive. Visualize how you're going to go about getting everything done and how you're going to avoid distractions. Roy Williams, who wrote the book The Wizard of Ads, said that the first step to doing something is seeing it in your mind. And whatever you want to get done for the day, see yourself doing it as part of your ritual. Now, also ask yourself, is there anything else that you want to add that will help you toward being the person you want to become? I do recommend starting as simple as possible, but if there is something else you want to add it in there as well. And then most importantly, write it down and start tomorrow morning.